Hi, it's March 2022 and streaming your Oculus and recording your Oculus is now relatively straightforward. But for whatever reason, it's not picking up party chat. When you're talking to your friends, the recording picks up your voice, but it sounds like you're talking to absolutely no one. So how do you record the voices of your friends? And I'm going to show you this twice. I'm going to do it once in 30 seconds. So for those of you that just want to get the information and go, you can listen, like the video, subscribe to the video, and then be out of here. And for those of you that want lots of detail, I will then explain it again and show you exactly how I've set it up. Okay? So here's the 30-second version. The only place where the party audio is currently appearing is in your ears, i.e. coming out of the Oculus speaker or coming out of the Oculus headphone jack itself. So what we need to do is capture the audio from that. And there's a couple of ways you could do this. You could, if you're sitting down, get a really long cable and attach it to your PC. You could also, and this is the way I've been doing it, get yourself a cheap 3.5 Bluetooth transmitter, stick that in the hole, and then send that signal to a Bluetooth receiver on your PC. There is another method that you can use involving hacking the software and getting Discord on here. I haven't done that myself, but I will talk it through how it works and show you a link in the channel. So that's the 30-second version. If you'd like more detail, stick around and I'll explain it more. But if you're on your way now, like the video, subscribe, take care, all the best. For those of you who are sticking here, let's roll the credits and explain exactly how it's done. Hi, I'm the Adipose and I'm going to explain to you how you can capture the party chat from your Oculus. It's a bit of a pain, I'm going to be honest. It's really frustrating because at the moment, and remember, it is March 22, so if you're watching this in a few months' time or in a year's time, they may have just changed it, and all of these steps are completely irrelevant now, so do check the date and the current situation. But at the moment, like say you're in a game and you're streaming the game and recording the game, all of the game sound is there, and it's recording your voice, but it's not picking up any party chat when you're talking to your friends, which I'm sure you know because that's why you're watching this video. So what we need to do is get the signal out of here. Now what I did is I went over to, because the only place it's appearing is the headphone jack at the moment. So what I did is I went over to eBay and I searched 3.5 Bluetooth transmitter, and I'm in the UK, but I'm sure you can get similar things here. And you want something like this. I don't know if this is the exact one I brought, but sorry, the same seller, but it's basically this. It cost me £7 and I bought two of them. I bought two of them, and I got one of them. The same device can be a transmitter and a receiver. You can see there it has a TX and an RX. So basically what I'm doing is I'm sending it from one device, and then I'm receiving it with an identical device that I bought from eBay for about £15, and it's working all right. And I'll show you a bit of video footage of me using it in a minute to demonstrate how it works. But if I just go back over to me, essentially what I'm doing here is I'm getting a pair of headphones, and I always use headphones because it gives me a kind of better quality. And I've got myself one of these little kind of audio splitters. So I've got one of those things that goes in there and then it splits the signal into two different wires. So I've got 2 or 3 bits of equipment going on, and I'm starting to look a bit like a kind of a Dalek with the amount of equipment what I've got going on here. But basically what I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm sticking it in that. It's going to the splitter. One side of the splitter is just going into my normal Oculus headphones, and they're going into my ears. So I can still hear the game and I can still hear the chat, because that's important too, because if you're recording the chat but you can't hear it, you've still got a problem. But then the other half of the wire, if I kind of come around to the other side of my Oculus, where's the camera? There's the camera. So the other wire is then coming around the back here, and I've kind of tucked it into my little kind of battery pouch here. And then I've got the other transmitter in there. So I've got 2 of them. So there's one. So one set to transmit, one is set to receive. So you turn them on, and you get your little flashing light. This is this particular brand, but it's essentially the same thing. The key thing is you want something small and lightweight that you can stick into your strap, because you don't want it trailing down yourself. You don't want wires. So you want something where you can basically tie all the wires up into your head and turn your head, and it's not going to cause a problem. And these two things here, these particular ones, have now paired. You can see that the light's gone off and there's just a little blue flash. And then I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to plug it into the mic connection of my PC. Which is that one up there, I think. Now, these are quite cheap, so I've found I have to use the front PC connection, but if you get more expensive ones, you might be able to go around the back, but I've only managed to be able to get this working with the 3.5 and then a kind of a Bluetooth connection. But again, if you've got a really long cable, and I've got one upstairs, you can do, but of course with cables you lose the kind of the wireless aspect. But if you're playing a seated game, then like Demio or something like that, having the wire going over there really kind of wouldn't be a problem. And then all you've got to do is go into your, if I flip over here, you're going to get a little bit of streamception for a minute. All you've got to do is go into your settings, go into your audio, and then select just your high definition audio capture as the other input source. And so this is the microphone you're currently listening to, and then the second microphone is now mic aux 2. And what I would suggest you do is then, in fact, you can see there's just a tiny bit of signal going in here because my Oculus is off at the moment. But I can probably demonstrate it here. If I just flick the Oculus on, yeah, you see there, you just saw that massive spike of the signal. I don't want to turn the whole thing on because you'll get the signal, but you can see it's starting to pick up. It picked up the signal as I turned it on. And then what I suggest you do is you kind of come in here and you hit rename, and you rename it something like Oculus input or something like that. So now you've got a second problem, and I didn't say this was easy, I just said it was possible, which is that you somehow need to capture your own voice, but also you need to not have two sets of the same signal coming in, because if you're capturing your Oculus visuals through browser casting. Now, at the moment, you've got the sound of the game coming through your little Bluetooth transmitter, and you've also got the sound of the game coming in through the browser that you're probably capturing the Oculus footage through. That's the same audio twice. And unless they're exactly in sync, you're going to get a really horrible kind of echo effect. Or it's just gonna not sound very good. So what you've got to do is come down and then mute the second signal. So if I go back over to my kind of desktop, probably what you need to be doing here is leaving the mic 2 on, assuming that's your Bluetooth input, and then muting this signal here, so you don't get that kind of double effect. Brilliant. But now you've just muted your voice. So you need another way of capturing your voice. Now, if you're sitting at the PC like I am right now, it's easy because you just attach a microphone to your PC, and say you're playing a seated game, you can just capture your voice another way. Job done. If, however, you're playing a kind of a standing game, you can put a microphone near you, that will work, or alternatively you need to try and attach some sort of external microphone, which this is the Antlion wireless one, which is unfortunately a lot more expensive than the other things, to capture your voice separately. I didn't say this was easy, I didn't say this was cheap, I just said it worked. But that's the way I've got it running, is I'm capturing the game sound and the party chat through here. I'm capturing my voice through here, and the advantage of that, and there is an advantage, which means I can put the volume of my voice and then the filters that I want to use on my voice completely independently of the party chat and the game sound. So there are advantages of doing it this way, and then you kind of then put that signal all together and balance it out in OBS. So if I kind of flip back over to the kind of the desktop here and I bring this kind of across, then what you kind of do is you can see my microphones here. So what I would normally do is pull me up here a little bit, so my voice will be a little bit louder than the game and the party chat, because after all, it's your show. You want to make sure that you are the star, and that whatever you say is better. Now, the other way you can do this is using a hack that was released I think it was like a week ago, which basically installs Discord on your Oculus as an app. Now that's actually been possible for a while, but what's not possible is to run Discord and a game at the same time, except now it is by using a hack. And now I haven't installed this one myself, but I will put a link in the channel, and I can see that various people have done it, because basically what you need to do is install a bit of software onto your Oculus that changes the ownership of your Oculus away from your Facebook account. And then it allows you to run multiple apps at the same time. And then what you can do for party chat is you can't then use the internal Oculus chat, but you can use a Discord chat. Get all of your mates on Discord, run that at the same time. Perfect, job done. And that's pretty straightforward. With the exception, of course, that you need to kind of hack the Oculus to do it. So basically, you've got 3 choices when it comes to capturing party chat. Number 1. The most simple one is if the game you're playing has an in-game chat, use that instead, because then you don't need any extra equipment, extra hacking, or whatever. So if there's just an in-game chat, I don't mean the in-Oculus chat, the party chat, I mean an actual in-game chat, then that will work, and that is by far your easiest. But if you actually want to use the party chat, you have to capture it from that headphone jack. And you therefore need to either use a Bluetooth transmitter or a cable and capture it into OBS. The other way, the final way, as I said, is you need to actually hack the Oculus and install kind of a Discord. So sadly, there isn't a simple, straightforward, free way for you to do it, but it is possible. And if you're willing to spend a bit of money, then you can get it working. I'm just going to show you a tiny bit of footage of me actually kind of doing it here, and then I'll end the video there. If you found this useful, and even if you found it frustrating, if you wouldn't mind liking the video, putting a comment in. If you've got any questions, let me know. In fact, tell you what, which games are you looking forward to trying to capturing party chat in? You know, why are you watching this video? Which game is it that you would really want to kind of capture the party chat in? So like the video, leave me a comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the flip side. All the best. Bye-bye. And I assume you know, Steve, but we're currently streaming on Twitch. I don't think anyone's watching, but technically we're streaming on Twitch. So I hope that's okay.
Are you streaming right now, mate? Right now, Bora? Somebody comes on, say hello.
Yeah, so, you know.
All right.
So, I mean, obviously by the end, we're going to be internationally famous. People will want our details, you know.
You'd be getting after a lot. If Cafe was on it, it's like, miss one. I
mean, I think it is a particularly special show. You know, 3 people on the stream, one person's doing a different game. You know, this is a special setup.
It's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'll start this up, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.